Imagine this: you're reaching for your coffee mug on the kitchen counter, and for just a second, maybe half a second, your hand hesitates. It's not that the mug is heavier today. It's that your grip feels a little less sure, your arm a little slower to respond. Or picture yourself at the bottom of the stairs, that familiar flight you've climbed 1,000 times, and suddenly you're thinking, maybe I'll just take it slow. It's not pain, not yet. It's just a quiet whisper, a small moment where your body feels different. And for so many of us after 60, that whisper is the first sign of something bigger: sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle that doesn't announce itself with fanfare, but sneaks in and changes how we move through the world. On Senior Society, I hear from people every week who feel this shift. They don't always say it out loud, but you can hear it in their voices. The frustration of not being able to stand up from a low chair without pushing off. The embarrassment of needing a hand to get out of the car. The worry that one day those legs might not carry them where they want to go. It's not about vanity. It's about independence, the freedom to walk to the mailbox, play with grandkids, or simply feel steady on your feet when life throws a little curve. And here's the part that keeps me up at night. Most people think this is just getting older. They accept it, quietly, because no one ever told them it doesn't have to be that way. Sarcopenia isn't a disease that strikes suddenly like a heart attack. It's a slow thief, stealing muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% per decade, starting in our 30s, then accelerating after 60. By 70 or 80, many of us have lost 30 to 40% of our muscle strength, especially in the legs, which carry our full weight every single day. A 2023 review in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle estimates that sarcopenia affects 10 to 50% of people over 80, depending on how it's measured. And it's not just about looking thinner or feeling weaker. It's about the real-world consequences, falls that send 1 in 4 seniors to the hospital each year. According to the CDC, with 1 in 5 of those falls resulting in serious injury like a hip fracture. Those fractures often start a cascade: hospital stays, loss of mobility, and for some, a permanent change in independence. What makes it even harder to spot is how it hides in plain sight. You might still walk a mile or 2 each day and think, I'm active, I'm fine. But a 2023 study from the University of Missouri compared two groups of adults over 61 doing regular walking, the other doing seated resistance exercises. The walkers improved their heart health, which is great. But the resistance group gained 27% more functional strength, meaning they could stand up faster, climb stairs easier, and feel steadier on their feet. Walking is wonderful for your heart and lungs, but it doesn't challenge your muscles enough to stop sarcopenia. Your body adapts to what you ask of it. If you only ask it to walk on flat ground, it doesn't need to build or maintain the explosive power or stability you need for real life. The legs are hit hardest because they our biggest muscle group and do the most work against gravity. When quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves weaken, everything changes. Balance becomes shaky because your body can't correct itself quickly. Posture shifts forward, putting more strain on your back and knees. Even standing still becomes tiring because the muscles that stabilize you are no longer strong enough. And the scariest part, weak legs are the single biggest predictor of falls, which are the leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65. But here's what gives me hope every time I talk about this. Your body is still listening. Even into your 80s and 90s, muscle stem cells remain active. They can still rebuild if you give them the right signals. And you don't need a gym membership or hours of heavy lifting. You need targeted, safe movements that challenge your muscles without risking injury. That's where these 5 chair exercises come in. They're simple enough to do at home, safe enough for almost anyone, and powerful enough to make a real difference. Research shows that seated resistance training can increase leg strength by 22–50% in just a few months for people over 60, far more than walking alone. These exercises isolate the muscles that keep you upright and mobile. Your calves for balance, your quads for standing, your hips for lifting your legs, your back for posture, and your whole lower body for everyday power. They're gentle on joints, require no equipment beyond a sturdy chair, and can be done in 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week. The best part, many of the people who start these routines tell me they feel stronger in ways they thought were gone forever: standing taller, walking farther, and feeling more confident in their own body. So if you've noticed that little hesitation when you stand up, or that extra breath on the stairs, or even just that sense that your legs aren't as reliable as they used to, we know that you're not alone. and you're not out of time. These changes are real, but they're also something we can meet with action. Let's walk through the 5 exercises together, step by step, and see how small, consistent movements can bring back strength you didn't think was possible. The 6 foods that rebuild leg strength. The good news is that while muscle loss happens, what we eat can make a meaningful difference in slowing it down and even reversing some of it. Research consistently points to 6 foods that stand out for their ability to support muscle repair, reduce inflammation, and keep energy steady. Sweet potatoes, oats, avocados, berries, salmon, and eggs. These aren't exotic or expensive. They're staples that appear across major heart-healthy patterns, like the Mediterranean and DASH diets, both ranked top 4 cardiovascular protection in older adults by US News and World Report's 2025 evaluations. Studies on thousands of seniors show that regular intake of these can lower blood pressure 5 to 10 points, reduce LDL cholesterol 10 to 15%, and cut heart event risk 20 to 30% over years. Let's look at each one, why it helps, the specific changes we talked about, and simple ways to enjoy them. Sweet potatoes come first because they are one of the most potent natural ways to fuel muscles and fight the oxidative stress that stiffens arteries and burdens the heart. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, any kind, pack anthocyanins, compounds that give them their deep color and help relax blood vessels by boosting nitric oxide, the same molecule that declines with age and contributes to higher pressure. A 2023 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition analyzed 20 trials and found seniors eating a cup of berries daily lowered systolic pressure, an average of 5 points, and improved endothelial function, the inner lining of arteries, by 15% in months. That's meaningful when stiffness raises pulse pressure and heart workload. Berries also curb inflammation markers like C-reactive protein by 20%. Per nutrients meta-analysis on older adults, easing the low-grade fire that scars heart tissue over time. For the stiffening valves and chambers, their fiber and potassium support better electrolyte balance, indirectly aiding rhythm. Enjoy a handful fresh, frozen in yogurt, or blended into a smoothie. Aim for a cup most days. As the Framingham Heart Study linked higher berry intake to 25% lower heart failure risk in elders. Oats follow as a gentle daily ally for cholesterol and steady energy that takes load off the heart. Their beta-glucan fiber binds bile acids in the gut, pulling cholesterol out and lowering LDL by 5 to 10% with just half a cup daily, according to a 2024 Cochrane review on over 60s. This matters because plaque buildup narrows vessels, forcing the heart to pump harder against resistance that rises with age. Oats also stabilize blood sugar, preventing spikes that damage endothelium and raise inflammation, key for the 40% of seniors with prediabetes facing higher failure risk. Magnesium in oats, about 60 milligrams per serving, relaxes vessels and supports rhythm, cutting arrhythmia odds in deficient elders by 20% per a Journal of the American College of Nutrition study. Start your morning with oatmeal topped with berries, or blend into muffins. 3 servings weekly showed 12% better vascular function in a European Journal of Nutrition trial on older adults. Salmon stands out for its omega-3 south that directly soothes inflammation and improve heart efficiency. EPA and DHA in fatty fish like salmon reduce triglycerides 20 to 30% and calm plaque instability. Per a 2025 American Heart Association advisory reviewing trials on seniors, for the thickened muscle and stiff chambers, omega-3 south enhanced diastolic, filling the heart's relaxation phase by 15% in heart failure patients, as a circulation meta-analysis found. They also boost nitric oxide for better dilation, lowering pressure 4 to 8 points. A landmark 2023 study in the New England Journal of Medicine followed 10,000 over 65s, supplementing equivalent to 2 salmon servings weekly. Cardiac events dropped 13%. Bake, grill, or can twice weekly provides the dose. Most studies linked to benefits, without mercury worry, in moderate amounts. Leafy Greens round it out with their nitrate and antioxidant punch for circulation and pressure control. Spinach, kale, arugula convert nitrates to nitric oxide, dilating vessels and dropping systolic 5 to 10 points, matching some meds in a hypertension journal review on elders. Their potassium 558 milligrams per spinach cup counters sodiums hold, easing fluid strain on the heart, while folate lowers homocysteine, a vessel damager, raised in 30% of seniors. Vitamin K supports valve health, and lutein protects against oxidative hits. A DASH trial variant rich in greens cut heart failure risk 20% in older women. Sort, salad, or smoothie. Aim for 2 cups daily. Putting it all together, a simple daily rhythm for your heart. Now that we've explored how the heart changes after 60, and the 4 foods that stand out for supporting it: berries, oats, salmon, and leafy greens, let's bring this home with a practical rhythm that fits real life. The beauty is in consistency, not perfection. And these foods work best when woven into meals you already enjoy, timed to match your body's natural flow. Research from the pre-dimed trial and DASH studies shows that combining them in patterns like this lowers heart disease risk 20 to 30% over years, with noticeable shifts in energy and ease, often within weeks. Start small, add one at a time, and let your body guide the pace. A gentle way to begin is with oats in the morning, setting a steady tone for the day. Half a cup cooked with water or milk provides that beta-glucan fiber to gently lower cholesterol and keep blood sugar even, easing the heart's workload from early on. Top with a handful of berries, blueberries, or strawberries for anthocyanins that boost vessel flexibility right when morning stiffness might linger. This combo, studied in a 2023 European Journal of Nutrition trial on seniors, improved vascular function 12% more than oats alone over 8 weeks. If mornings feel rushed, overnight oats work too. Mix the night before, add berries fresh. It's quiet fuel that keeps pressure stable and inflammation low as the day unfolds. Midday, weave in leafy greens, perhaps a spinach salad or kale sautéed with lunch. 2 cups deliver nitrates converting to nitric oxide for better flow, plus potassium to balance sodium and folate for vessel health. A hypertension journal analysis found greens-rich lunches dropped afternoon systolic pressure 5 to 8 points in older adults, countering the natural rise from daily stress. Pair with a little olive oil or avocado. The fats unlock lutein for retinal support and calm inflammation further. If salads aren't your thing, blend into a soup or wilt into eggs. The key is that steady green boost when digestion peaks. Afternoon or early evening brings salmon's turn. Twice or thrice weekly for those omega-3s south that soothe plaque and enhance pumping efficiency. A 3-ounce portion grilled or baked supplies EPA, DHA to reduce triglycerides 20% and improve diastolic filling, per Circulation Reviews on Elders. Paired with leftover greens or a sweet potato side, the potassium synergy eases fluid strain. Canned in water works for quick salads if fresh feels daunting. This timing lets fats absorb well post-meal, supporting repair as evening winds down. Berries shine again near day's end, perhaps as dessert or in yogurt, their anthocyanins peaking for overnight lymphatic cleanup. A cup before bed aligns with BDNF release for brain-heart links, as journals of gerontology trials linked evening berries to 10% better morning cognition and pressure control. Close with herbal tea if swelling lingers. Hydration flushes gently. This rhythm: oats and berries morning, greens midday, salmon evenings. Berries closing isn't rigid. Rotate based on what you have, aiming 3 to 4 most days. A sample week might start Monday with berry oatmeal, spinach salad lunch, salmon dinner. Tuesday swap salmon for eggs with greens. Consistency compounds. Framingham, Offspring data on similar patterns cut failure risk 25% over decades. Listen to your body. If energy dips mid-afternoon, add beets occasionally for nitrates or avocados for potassium. Track small wins, easier breaths on walks, steadier mornings, less ankle swell. Your heart has carried you faithfully through decades. These foods are a way to return the care, easing stiffness, calming inflammation, improving flow, sustaining rhythm. They're not about perfection but partnership, small choices echoing in clearer days ahead. If this feels like a path worth walking, start with one food tomorrow. Notice how it settles. Your heart's still listening, still ready to respond. If this conversation touched something in you, if it reminded you of your own quiet concerns or sparked a bit of hope for steadier years, please give the video a like so others find it too. Share in the comments which food you try first or how your heart has been feeling lately. Your experiences often light the way for someone else. I read them all, and they mean a lot. For more gentle ways to support the body that's carried you this far, subscribe to Senior Society and tap the bell. We're here together, one thoughtful step at a time. Take good care of that remarkable heart of yours. It deserves it.